This episode of Bouts Talking Bouts is brought to you by Bare Knuckle Betting Shark. Winning parlays, if you're looking for them in BKFC, you got to be checking out BK Bet Shark. Here's the thing, $50 buys, you get a personalized bet slip. It's based on your own budget. You can be flexible. It is what works for you. And this guy's got the receipts. You can check out all the winning tickets. You can peep them, and you can do so at Bare Knuckle Betting Shark. Check him out on Instagram and get with it. Got them personalized betting slips going on, $50 buys. All right, on this episode of Bare Knuckle Radio, very excited to be talking to an individual coming off of a very impressive victory at BKFC Thailand 5, capturing the Thailand strawweight title and getting a victory over Fani Peloumpi on November 4th, an impressive unanimous decision win, and very excited to be talking to the new title holder, Denman. How does that sound?
I'm very happy to be here, and I'm looking forward what the questions will be.
Yeah, for sure. I'm just curious because when we had initially spoken, you were talking about like the familiarity with Fani from a previous combat sport. Like, did she, show anything in this bare knuckle fight that maybe surprised you, or did the fight play out kind of how you initially thought it would, I suppose?
So before the fight, my coach and I, we had a lot of film studies. So we study her a lot, and we also study our first fight with Fani like 2 years ago, I think. And we trained hard. We came up with a plan. We trained specifically for this fight, and we thought it through what would she bring out in the ring. And everything went very well as we planned. I could perform well. I listened to my corner. So it was great, yeah.
And how did the moment feel getting the title wrapped around your waist and just presented to you? I mean, you've contended for titles and gloved boxing previously and definitely have great experience. Like, what was it like finding yourself, cemented as a champion? Like, how did that moment feel to you?
Oh my goodness, I couldn't believe that it was so unreal for me at that moment when I'm not sure if you have seen the picture of me holding the belt, getting the belt. In that moment, there were so many thoughts in my head. I was like, oh my God, we did it. Our team did it. Like, the hard work paid off. And at that moment, I just want to shout and go hug with my teams. It was unbelievable. It meant the whole world to me, this fight. Like, in the past 3 to 4 years, we've trained hard, and this moment came right here in front of me in my hand.
Yeah, I know the exact photo you're talking about. One of the things that I guess really struck me too was just like some of the people in the photo. Like, I saw someone hoisting you up, and just the expression on their face just had the same level of just, passion and excitement. It just really shows that, family vibe at the gym, and just how supportive everyone is, like TT and Peter, and just, the family culture at the gym and everything.
Yeah, of course. When I looked at the picture, I still, the feeling of having tears in your eyes, I still have that feeling when I look at that picture, and I have it on my Facebook cover photo. And I love that picture a lot. I'm even thinking of framing that photos and even talking about that moment and that picture right now. The emotion just came back here. It's really strong.
Yeah, I love hearing that, and just seemed like yeah, understandable. I mean, is it something that, I feel like it almost will be a thing that like sinks in even more in the coming days. I imagine right after the fight, it felt great, but I imagine there's still a certain sense of just enthusiasm about the fight, or do you almost have to redirect that energy and focus to training towards the next fight? I guess I'm curious as to how all of that might work.
Yeah, of course. So we we just have some time to rest and celebrate a bit, and we just think that, okay, we have to get back, not we have to, we want to get back to training as fast as possible, so to prepare for the next fight. And as I said before, that training is not something that we do to prepare for the fight, but we train for passion. We train all year round, day in, day out. We train from 5 p.m. to 11 p.m., sometimes until midnight. We just so enjoy training. And at the training out at our camp, it's like a coffee house for our team. Do you know Friends? Do you watch Friends, the series?
Yeah, I'm familiar, yeah.
Yeah. So you are you familiar with the coffee house that everyone, after they work and at the end of the day, they spend their time at the coffee house? Are you familiar with the coffee house?
Yes, I am familiar, yeah.
Yeah. So the training camp, like the training area for us, is like the coffee house in that Friends series. So we do our work, we do our things during the day, and at the end of the day, we have time and we spend our evening together. And it's just, I'm looking forward to get back to training now. I'm just enjoying my time with my family for a bit.
Yeah, I mean, that's a great comparison. It seems like it would be something that you would do even if you weren't competing, like maybe even being like a coach down the line at some point, or like more so doing that if you're not in like a fighting sort of capacity. Is that something that you think about as more of like a long-term sort of thing, like just kind of being still within that culture and still being immersed in martial arts, but in more of a coaching sort of role, I suppose?
Yes, definitely. I'm not sure if you were there, Devin. Maybe. Oh no, not right. Of course, you're not in Thailand. I'm sorry. So Shannon Briggs, he was in the event, and at his age right now, he still trains. He trains for passion, even though he's not active as a fighter anymore. But he still trains, and that is our passion. So we just want to train, even though we're not fighting anymore. We just want to train until we cannot lift our legs, our hands, it's just what we love.
I had noticed pictures of Shannon Briggs. Did you get to interact with him yourself, or more too busy with your fight to really have like interacted with him, I guess?
I interacted with him twice. So on the day of weigh-in, he was there as well, and we could talk a bit. He asked a very short chat. He just asked how old I am and when did I start, and that was pretty fast. And at fight night, he was sitting right in front of my parents. And then my parents were shouting, and he was like, oh, they're like, he knows that they're my parents. And after the fight, I met him again, and he just said, yeah, good fight, just that, very quick.
I was going to say his catchphrase is, let's go, champ. I'm kind of surprised he didn't say that to you after the fight.
I'm not sure. Maybe he did, but I don't recognize. Because I was so, after the win, I was filled with a lot of emotion. I was elated. So maybe he did, maybe he did not. I don't know.
Yeah, I was just more so being a little silly. But, I mean, you touched on something kind of interesting. Like, what does, I guess, the rest of the night after something like that, like, how does that play out, I suppose? Because I imagine, a lot of intense, kind of pronounced emotions. Like, how does that, I guess, play out throughout the night? Like, do you have a general routine you get up to after fights? Does the emotional, I guess, sentiment sometimes differ post-fight with each bout? Or, I guess, what would you say to that?
After the fight, right?
Yeah, just, I imagine, yeah.
Usually, me and my team, we would celebrate a little bit. We just have a quick meal and we chat about the fight, what we did well, what we didn't do well, and we just analyze the fights, and just a normal evening after any fighters win the fight, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I just imagine there'd be a lot of intense emotions. Great to hear that you're able to, celebrate to a certain degree and, enjoy it and all that, though. I guess kind of looking forward, though, I mean, I imagine the next one would be the Britain Hart fight. I mean, you guys were initially scheduled to fight on this BKFC Thailand 5 card, but unfortunately an injury sustained by Hart kind of scrapped that fight at that juncture, at least. Has BKFC communicated to you that that will be the next fight whereby you contend for the world strawweight title?
Yes.
Is it kind of just predicate?
Yeah, so...
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Pardon?
No, sorry, go ahead.
Please finish that. Hello? Yeah, what were you asking again?
Oh, sorry, I guess I was just wondering if maybe they had communicated a certain timeline to you for when that fight could happen, or if it, I guess, just hinges on the injury she had, yeah.
Yeah, for about the timeline, we're not sure yet. So right now, I just can't wait to get back to training, and my next assignment is to take on Britain Hart for the world title. And we're going to train hard, the same thing, we will do some film studies, and so we will, I'm not sure about the date yet, but sometime next year. So you know that the champ also has the injury on hand, right? She has a broken hand. So I think Dave Feldman and Nick Chapman, they might have to wait for her to recover too. But as of now, we will do our best at training to prepare for the fight. Whenever the champ is ready, we'll be ready.
Yeah, I mean, such an exciting, intriguing fight, but I feel like I'd be remiss if I didn't get some of your thoughts on the main event of BKFC Thailand 5. I mean, you're someone who obviously has, bare knuckle experience and also Muay Thai experience. So, what were your thoughts on that special rules bare knuckle Muay Thai main event that Buakaw and Saenchai had?
I think it was really exciting. It was something new in bare knuckle. Nobody has ever done that before, and Nick Chapman and Buakaw, they could do that, and they brought the two legends of Muay Thai. They brought them together, and it was such a huge event, very well organized, and I was so excited to watch them fight too. I was cheering for them.
Yeah, it seemed like it really got through to kind of a newer audience as well. I was talking to a former Buakaw opponent, Kieran Kettle, the other day, actually, and we were talking about all of that. It seemed like there was a lot of newer fans that were checking out both, the Muay Thai aspects, but also the, bare knuckle aspects. So that must be cool. It seems like they're bringing in a lot of new fans. It must have been a cool event for you to be a part of, especially with you being in the co-main event.
Yes, I was so excited when I knew that I was going to fight as a co-main event for that card. To be honest, I was anxious too because a lot of people are going to watch the fight on that evening, including Thai people and people around the world. So I put a lot of pressure on myself too, to perform well. I wasn't thinking about winning, but I was thinking about how would I put my best performance in the ring on that night. So that main card really gave a lot of pressure on me.
At the end, did you feel like you were able to achieve that? You talked about wanting to have your, I guess, most ideal performance. Did you feel you ultimately had that there?
Yes, definitely. I think the hard work pays off. We could do everything as we planned. Well, not everything, but we anticipated what would happen in the fight. We did some film studies. So everything went well. And after the win, when I got the belt, the sense of relief I also felt the sense of relief, like, wow, I did it. The pressure that I've been having for many months, it was initially going to be the world title, but Thailand title was also a big milestone for me too. So during that night after the fight, I slept really well.
Yeah, well, I love hearing all of that, and obviously a very exciting next fight in the bare knuckle boxing realm. But if this, special rules, bare knuckle, Muay Thai, becomes more of a thing, like maybe more of a circuit gets developed with that, is that something you'd be interested in doing one day? I mean, you've had Lethwei fights, and obviously I mentioned the bare knuckle and the Muay Thai. I would think that maybe doing like a special rules bare knuckle Muay Thai fight would be interesting to you at some point.
As of now, I would want to focus on my next assignment, which is the bare knuckle boxing with Britain Hart. So that I will let that for the future. So for now, I would say I'm not interested in that yet, but who knows, maybe in the future I might be interested, because I also know some Muay Thai. I also had some background, and I also had fought in Muay Thai and Lethwei, so I'll just leave that for the future.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, such an intriguing next fight lined up. Definitely get why the focus is completely on that. But, I really appreciate you, coming on and talking about such a big win, Po. I mean, definitely was a quality performance to watch and everything. But, definitely want to be mindful of your time and schedule as well. So I'm curious if maybe there's any final parting thought you might want to add as we're kind of wrapping things up here, though.
Yes, of course. Thank you so much for having me again. It's a pleasure to talk to you again tonight. And I want to thank BKFC, Dale Philman, Nick Chapman, and Buakaw for organizing this event and giving me this opportunity to fight for the Thailand title and also the next one, the world title. I'm really grateful for that. Thank you, all of them, and you as well.
Oh, well, thanks so much. I mean, definitely a mutual thing. Definitely have enjoyed the conversations we've had so far, and definitely we'll have to set up another one ahead of the Britain Hart fight. But thank you so much for coming on Bare Knuckle Radio, and you enjoy the rest of your night. And yeah, impressive title victory. Enjoy that as well.
Thank you so much.
This episode of Bouks Talking Bouts is brought to you by Bare Knuckle Betting Shark. Winning parlays, if you're looking for them in BKFC, you got to be checking out BK Bet Shark. Here's the thing, $50 buys, you get a personalized bet slip. It's based on your own budget. You can be flexible. It is what works for you. And this guy's got the receipts. You can check out all the winning tickets. You can peep them, and you can do so at Bare Knuckle Betting Shark. Check him out on Instagram and get with it. Got them personalized betting slips going on, $50 buys.